Hey you! Yes, you. Are you teetotal? Do you want to have the fun of drinking but not actually drink? Then I made a game today that matches your personality. I'm such a lightweight. So today I had my second Introduction to Creative Play session, and in this one I made a board game. Okay, simplifying it a little bit, but yeah, I made a board game. Basically, we were given a sheet, this one here, and we were told to pick a drinking game, a first day at Salford, cheating in an exam, or getting late to work. And we chose to do a pub crawl. So that was fun. It was actually really interesting because we started off with like the traditional like looping snake path from home to the pub, and then our tutor came round and said, "Hey, you're doing that wrong." And so he explained that, you know, we got to change it up a bit because every single game is based upon snaking lines, and so instead we basically did a path around lots of different buildings. So there's pubs, there's also a church, there's a hospital, and they all do different things. Like hospital, you get sober, and church you get sober, but you have to go visit all the pubs. And yeah, it was really fun. It was genuinely fun to do, and considering we only had about 40 minutes to do it, I'm actually pretty pleased with what we came up with. I'm going to put in an image now, and yeah, it's not exactly the prettiest thing, but it did work, and I think we tested it twice. So yeah, I'm actually genuinely pleased with it. The other groups had a lot more colour, but yeah, I think ours was pretty cool. It wasn't necessarily pretty, but it was functional, and that's the important thing. So basically the aim of the game was to visit 5 pubs, and then you pick up a token at each pub, and yeah, you basically you could go to jail if you landed on a certain square, and then we had like a card system where there were red cards, which were really bad, then there was yellow cards for pints, so those were how drunk you were, and then we had green cards, which were sort of sobered you up a bit. And basically the aim of the game was to get home as drunk as possible. I think the last game I got 10 pints down, so I was 4 tokens. I was really close to getting the last pub, and then we ended, so that was a little bit annoying. But that was only for the first part of the day. For the second part of the day, we went into a sound lab. Now I actually have some experience with sound because my uncle works at the BBC, and he does sound dubbing for Father Brown, so proper proud. But yeah, it was a lot different. When I went up to basically shadow him and look at how everything worked, he had like this massive disc. I've actually got some pictures, so I'll put them in. But yeah, he had a massive disc with loads of switches and dials and stuff, and it looked straight out of Star Wars, you know, like in a Death Star scene, where they're like prepping the laser and stuff, and that was really cool to just sit there and go, "It's giving me unlimited power." But yeah, it was really cool to be there. Anyway, basically all we did was we added some sound effects into a small film about a Kiwi who wants to learn to fly. And the sound effects were really basic. We basically just used cardboard to do like footprints and stuff. I had a problem with saving it, so I lost all my progress, but I was actually in the process of, I did like the sound effects, and I did most of them, and then I hit my trouser button because he banged some nails, so I hit that to make it sound like he was hitting metal, and then I did all that, and then I went back to it, I was like, I could do some voiceover, because I wanted to do voiceover. So I did practice one of that, but I didn't actually put it in. So yeah, that's basically my failure of a sound session. But yeah, it was really fun, and whilst I didn't actually get to do any of the stuff with any of the... but yeah, it was really fun, and you know, it was very different from the sound experience I actually had when our teacher was talking all about different vocabulary, so like Foley's and stuff like that, I was just sitting in the back going, yep, I know this. Proper students. Overall, I actually really enjoyed it. I liked actually doing something because for the past 2 weeks we've sort of been told, hey, you're gonna do all this great stuff, and then we're like, yeah, and then they say, okay, that's the end of the session, bye, and then we just sort of left and that was it. So ever so slightly annoying. But yeah, that's the end of my Casebook video. See you next time. Ow, my knees again.